Welcome to your lesson on telling the time in Spanish. Por Señor Sharf. Let's go over the basics first. If you can count to 29 in Spanish, then you'll be able to easily tell time. And we'll see why in a second. In Spanish, when you tell the time, you're going to use the third person forms of the verb ser, which means to be. So es for 1 o'clock is, and son for plural times. So for 1 o'clock, you're going to use es. For everything else, you use son because it's more than one. Es is the singular, son is the plural. You're going to split the phrase into hours and minutes. To connect the two together, you're going to say y. So it's 1 o'clock and 2 minutes. And here's what that looks like. Es la una. It's 1 o'clock. Es la una y dos. It's 1:02, or it's 1 and 2 minutes. That's how it's said in Spanish. Or for plural ones, we could say son las dos. It's 2 o'clock. Or son las tres. It's 3 o'clock. Notice it's the same son because they're plural. They're more than one. Son las 6:05. It's 6 o'clock and 5 minutes. It's 6:05. Son las 7:10. It's 7:10. It's 7 o'clock and 10 minutes. Son las 11:19. It's 11:19. It's 11 o'clock and 19 minutes. To indicate the half hour, you're going to use media, which literally means half. So it's 5.5, etc. And you're going to use cuarto to indicate the quarter hours. You might remember the word cuarto from bedroom. Yeah, cuarto, your room, your quarters. It literally means quarter. And here's what that looks like. Es la 1:30. It's 1:30. It's 1.5. The big hands on the 30 minutes. It's halfway around the clock. Son las 4:30. It's 4.5. Es la 1:15. It's 1.25. Notice a couple things there. Es la una because it's 1 o'clock. And cuarto and cuatro look very similar. Make sure cuarto is a quarter. Cuatro is 4. Big difference. Well, let's get into some more complex stuff, shall we? We shall. If you want to say something like it's 10:50, then you would say it's 11 minus 10. Or in Spanish, son las 11 menos minus 10. This is why you only have to be able to count to 29 in Spanish, because you could say it's 1:29, and then it becomes 1:30, or we say half, es la 1:30, and anything after that is on the menos side, the left-hand side of the clock. So if it was, let's say 1:31, you would go up to 2 for the hour, son las dos, and then menos 29, minus 29 minutes. Here are some examples. Es la 1:10. It's 1 minus 10, 12:50. It's 10 until 1, 10 minutes until 1. Son las 5:-5. It's 5 minus 5. Or 4:55. It's 5 minutes until 5. Son las 10:20. 9:40. 10 minus 20. Son las 8:15. It's 8 minus a quarter. It's 7:45. That's probably the biggest thing you have to remember, is that when the big hand is past the half hour, media, it becomes the menos side. And for the hour, you have to say it's the next one up. And let's recap this. Translate these into Spanish. I'm going to pause it for a second, and that means you pause it on your computer. Write these out in Spanish as best you can, and then I will show the answers. So pause it now. And that concludes the lesson on telling time in Spanish. I hope you enjoyed and learned a lot.